Hi there, I'm Alex from the Southern Ukulele Store, and I'm back once again to give you that warm glow, that feeling inside. We're going to look at some lovely, really tasty ukuleles today, things that are going to inspire you to want to pick up your ukulele and play it. Hopefully pick up one of these, purchase them and play them too. I've decided today just to show off 4 ukuleles. This is one in every size that right now has really got my attention among my favourite ukuleles, if not my favourite ukuleles in the store right now. So we're going to do a soprano, concert, tenor and baritone. If you're not interested in looking at certain sizes, you can always skip ahead with that panel in the bottom. But we're going to start with a soprano, we're going to start with a rebel, we're going to start with a cheesecake. Okay, as if by magic, here is that ukulele. This is the Rebel Cheesecake Soprano. We've been talking about Rebel for a couple of years now. I remember the first time I saw them being just so impressed with the build quality, and it didn't surprise me at all to learn that this is the factory, the people, the company behind the Kanile'a ukuleles, producing them in Thailand for Ko Aloha. And those Opio ukuleles are fantastic. It made sense that Rebel's own instruments would be equally as good. In fact, actually, in some cases, they showcase something completely unique, like this. The Cheesecake is one of a kind of series of ukuleles available with 2 different body depths. The Cheesecake is the slimline version, and then you have the Double Cheese, which is the fatter version. The slimline version here is slimmer than your average ukulele. The body depth is about just under 4.5 centimeters, and that in itself makes the ukulele a bit more petite. But it's paired up with a really nice 37mm nut width, which has just slightly reduced string spacing. So everything has a kind of precise feel to it. The body is all solid wood. It's all solid spruce on the top with no decoration around the sound hole or the body, with solid mahogany back and sides. It's a high gloss finish with an ebony fingerboard and bridge. You have a really cool, I love the Rebel logo. It's one of my favorites. Really cool headstock there with the Goto planetary tuners with the tulip buttons, another nice feature. And I quite like the uniqueness of the feel of the Rebel, and the reason I chose the soprano for the video today is because they have this lively nature to them. They project, they ring, but they retain just enough bass that they don't feel too clacky or too, when I'm cleaning windows, that kind of banjo boxy sound, you know. And finally, there's not much to dislike about the Rebels. They come in a very cool bag, which gives me massive grandma's raincoat from the 1980s vibes. And I just love that everything about this ukulele is different to the ukulele next to it on the wall, even the Ko Aloha Opios. So let's give the Rebel Cheesecake a play and see what you think. Okay, so moving on from the Rebel Cheesecake now, but really perfectly tied in, we have the UKE-SA Sceptre, which is a master grade Koa Sceptre ukulele. And the UKE-SA brand is Pops Okami, Alvin Okami, the original inventor of Ko Aloha ukuleles. The sons now run the company, the fantastic family, but Alvin himself is known to be quite a giving person, and there's a fantastic story on the Ukulele Site podcast where Peng from Rebel talks about how Alvin gave him his first ukulele, which eventually led to Peng working with Rebel, the master luthier there, Bird. So all of these ukulele brands are tied in the nicest of ways. It's not It's not one of those situations where you have this massive company buying up smaller companies. You have these independent family companies all kind of moving off in their own direction. And what you have here is Alvin Okami's retirement project, UKE-SA. The Sceptre and the Pineapple Sundae models, I talked about them extensively. I did a very well researched video that I'm really proud of, that I recommend you check out if you want more history on the background of the design. You can find a little tag in the corner of the screen somewhere that you can click on now if you want to explore that video. But the Sceptre design itself as well is a Koaloha reversed headstock, so it looks like I'm holding a ukulele really close to the camera. And then if I do that, I can do the same kind of thing, if it makes sense. You have some quite unique features on the UKE-SA. You have the musical note headstock decal, well, not decal, inlay with the Koa faceplate, and then this most recent delivery also has the Sceptre badge on it, which is a nice touch. Master grade Koa, all solid wood with some nice trim as well around the outside. You have an ebony fingerboard and bridge with Koa inlay on the fingerboard, and the whole thing is just cool. Planetary tuners. There's not much else I can talk about really. You just want to look at them and then see how they sound. So let's do that for you now. This is the UKE-SA Sceptre concert. Okay, next up today we have a ukulele that I really didn't think I'd ever see again. This is a TkiTki Custom-T. And I featured them earlier on in the year, probably right back in January, February time. I talked about how these ukuleles are the most authentic copy of a vintage Martin ukulele that I've ever played. They look nothing like them. They sound very different because they're made of really high grade curly mango. You've got this shimmering mango on the top, back and sides of each one. They're made in very small numbers in batches, and they are made largely using just hand tools, which is what sets them apart and it's what makes them feel so authentic. They are built the same way as the original Martin ukuleles, and despite being something that has a complete kind of topsy-turvy look to it, the ukulele itself, if you were to blindfold play against an old Martin, you would be really fooled into believing that this instrument was 50 years old and new all at once. I think this is achieved by kind of semi-gloss, hand-rubbed gloss finish. So when you hold it, it feels like it's been kind of lightly reduced and sanded to the point of being just so light and fluffy. This is the lightest ukulele I'll hold today, but it's a tenor. It's lighter than that Rebel Soprano. And the only real modern feature on this instrument, in my opinion, has to be the planetary tuners, which are a really nice white button. I love a white button tuner against mango, it just looks gorgeous. And you have a front and back Bakelite style plastic binding, like the original kind of 60s models would have had. And it's the tiny little refinements, like the rosette is just a bit smaller than most people's rosettes, like it was done by hand, really painstakingly. And it's the same with the front binding. You can barely pick it up on camera, but there is a front binding which is just really delicately applied. I really like the bridge as well. You have a pin bridge which is really straight and really narrow. It doesn't look too kind of modern and aggressive. It's just dainty, and the whole thing has this delicate warmth and brightness to it. I'm enthusiastic about TkiTki. I think that they're a brand that anybody that comes in the shop and tries them tends to have like a kind of natural affection for. And this is the ukulele that I show to luthiers that come in here with their ukuleles and say, well, you know, what can I do differently? I show them this and I say, well, look, this is what, you know, this is what £2,000 worth of ukulele gets you. And I stand by that. This is one of those ukuleles that completely justifies its price, and it's something that will grow with you and beyond you as a player for generations to come. That's a bit morbid, I suppose, to end on. Let's give the TkiTki Custom-T a play and see what you think. Okay, so I thought it would be really nice to tie this video together by ending with that Custom-T Mango, which is the most authentic and vintage style ukulele that we stock, and then bring it right up to date with a company that use modern building techniques to produce a similar result. This is the Kanile'a Manako Baritone. A Manako in stock? You're kidding me. Well, yes, this is the Manako Baritone. We don't get many of the baritones. They are made in much smaller numbers. We actually have only had 4 made in the history of the model, and I think it's looking likely that next year there'll probably only be another 1, maybe 2 to come ever. So this ukulele is really high grade mango, made by Kanile'a, custom for the Southern Ukulele Store. I designed this ukulele with Kaimana Souza. I just want to show you the wood first, because why wouldn't I? It's gorgeous. You have an ebony fingerboard and bridge with a 38mm nut width. You have a 20.75 inch scale, so a baritone scale length, with a slightly bigger pin bridge than the TkiTki, with ebony bridge pins and a new bone nut and saddle, so synthetic material nut and saddle. You have a slotted headstock, just like the UKE-SA model, which we borrowed that particular feature from for this, with the Goto stealth tuners on the side. You have a satin neck with a gloss body, and finally you have a very hidden mango armrest, just for maximum comfort. It's a tiny touch, but inlaid into the fingerboard in resin is a very small red Manako inlay. So you won't see it from a distance, but up close you get the full effect of the model. And I just think that this is one of the best ukuleles that we've ever had in the store. And I was fortunate enough this week just to be reacquainted with this model after 9 months of not having any. We had a delivery of 6, and I just looked at each one and I just went, wow, you know, the ukulele world is a better place because these ukuleles exist. I'm going to give this Manako Baritone a play and see what you think. there you have it, folks. A very biased 4 favourite ukuleles in the shop right now for me. But which was your favourite? What size do you play, and what's your dream ukulele? I'd love to know in the comments section. I'd love to know what you're hoping to see from the Southern Ukulele Store as we head into 2022. And if you have any questions, you can contact me in store on 01202 430 820. You can email me at alex@ukulele.co.uk. And I'd be delighted if you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and check out my Ukes with Alex channel as well, just because I make videos on my own time where I cover things like tutorials and string comparison videos. And yeah, I just love to talk to all of you as much as I can. Have a great day. Thanks for watching.